So now is the time to actually do an updated theory on Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice's connected relationship and whatnot, and just how they're feeling towards one another. Since now, Nicki has finally unfollowed Ice Spice on Instagram, and everybody has been having several different reactions about it all. From just siding with Ice, some siding with Nicki, some saying that this has been long overdue. Some other ones saying that Nicki should not have been doing stuff like this and letting this just go. Some saying that Ice Spice had it coming since she was talking mad shit about her with her former best friend in her messages and DMs just once got leaked before. And yeah, I just want to see the energy between them and how does Minaj feel about this woman. And how does Ice Spice feel about Nicki Minaj? And what might come next? Oh, okay. So we're starting off good because the first card we got is the Six of Swords, which means that okay, it's time to move forward. It's time to leave this shit in the past. It's time to just leave all of this behind us, and just like not look back. This is literally like what I'm hearing. Like not look back. It's time to just take a stand and just stand on that. Nikki's energy is like you said all that shit. Now you better stand on that. Like you better stand on that business that you thought was going to pay you. Since Nikki believes that if I was gonna be there with her and whatnot, it was gonna get better for her and everything. But now she lost that cosign. So you better just stand on all that stuff and all that business that you've been saying, all that shit that you've been doing and saying behind my back. And the energy is just like okay, now is the time to just moving towards a common place, like leaving all this chaotic mess behind. But we all know that once this gets acknowledged and everything, there is nothing that is gonna just kind of like be normal or as cool and as collected as it was, even though it's messy indeed. But now it's kind of like all bets are off. But yeah, like now it's finally the time to just actually like split apart and just each one of them is just gonna do her thing more kind of like prominently and just is going to show that there is that split, like it's right there. But now yeah, it's time to just move forward and just be strategic and just have that type of control over the situation. Oh yeah, have that control. Somebody's Nikki's ear is like, I told you so. I told you not to trust those girls. I told you not to trust those young hoes. That's well, we know who's gonna be saying all that shit to her. Like, I'm not even gonna say much about it, but like, those hoes just gotta stay in fans' places and everything. Just don't let them get too close. I told you that, and look what done happened. You know, it's like, okay, I told you so. Now, why did you go and just do exactly, um, like do the exact opposite of what I told you? And now look at you, just feeling conflicted about it all. So, yeah, this is kind of like a first feeler, just like the initial energy that we got. Now let us ask about what is the actual energy of, you know, what is the actual energy between Nicholas and Ice Spice actually? What is the actual energy between Nicholas and Ice Spice? Can we get that, please? The actual energy between Nicholas and Ice Spice. Okay, ooh, many points. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's just the aspect of energy. Since we're at it, I'm just gonna ask about, like her energy and just get from there. Like, cause this is just going to get all over the place. I can already feel it. So there's definitely, like toxic energy, a toxic hold that Nikki's name just holds over everything. It's like she knew better and she knew the risks of just like saying all that, but she didn't think that it was going to um gets out there. Like she didn't think that her words are going to be used against her, and her words are just going to be used as a weapon that is just going to kind of like keep dragging her downwards. Or like she's not going to see the downside of having the barbs against you, even though now like this new surge of fans or people are just here to enjoy the music outside of the mess. Like they're having a mind of their own. And even though sometimes the barbs are kind of like cultures people and whatnot, they do know who to give their attention to and they know what they do. It's like, that type of reverse effect. Like, okay, even if I hate her, I just gotta check in on her to see um what is she doing and what is she up to and whatnot. Like, even if someone hates you, they just gotta check in to see what you're doing, if you're doing any better, if you're doing worse. Like, even if you love her, she's on your mind. Even if you're hating her, she's also on your mind. So it's like it's a win-win, But she already knows that this was kind of like fair and square because she had this come in. She didn't expect it to happen so unexpectedly. She has been waiting for the, quote unquote consequences of her words, of her actions and whatnot, and she has been feeling so defeated and just like left out in the cold and whatnot that she just didn't like that she just thought that okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it was definitely kind of like the calm before the storm because it started to slowly hit her and just kind of like um what's the word, dawn on her that she is just not playing in the safest fields, and now she's seeing just how unsafe it was, or just how foolish that was to just kind of stop expecting that. Because with Nicki, just always gotta expect the unexpected. That is a lesson that most of those female rappers are kind of getting the hang of, or are just being taught. And even though she was taught all that, she just thought that, it wasn't so bad. But now she just sees how it is. She sees all those boundaries. She's kind of like looking and just watching everything outside of the club. Like, she's being ignored, she's being put there like a rock, not being answered and all that. And quite frankly, the energy between them is kind of like, that toxic bond that you have with someone that you just once thought that was so unreachable and like unapproachable and just a dream coming true, like someone who you idolized so much and you saw just how that's kind of like flip it back. So it's like, just leave. Sometimes it's cooler to just leave that one person that you consider an icon just in that icon place instead of just trying to do all that. Because once she just got close to her, like all that haze and all that kind of all struck effect that Nicki has had on her, everything started to slowly diminish and vanish. And she just saw how she's kind of like the complete opposite of everything that she has thought she would be, and she just saw firsthand how everything just got reversed for her. So yes, there is a toxic bond between those expectations and between actually seeing the real thing, because it is very much like a different dark side to that same coin, and she just saw it now. Like, she's dealing with that. There is a lot of immaturity, most of just even if we gotta move forward, there is an energy just feeling stuck there. Like, she knows that this is going to keep like following her for a long time, if not just a while, and it is going to kind of just affect her. So she's trying to see, like, what is the better way to just move forward with a better footing and just like in a smart way, instead of just actually like, well, I wouldn't say like stooping to Nikki's level, but definitely trying to, like make the most out of this, because she knows that if she's gonna do that, it's just going to be like an actual losing battles. A losing battle when it comes to her finances and her money. And one thing about Ice Spice is like she does not play about her money. She doesn't play about chasing that bag that she wants and craves and cares for. So yeah, and there's also that fact is okay, like I'm gonna gain the public's like just the social media's approval and for a few likes and engagements, but I'm not going to win it for the long run, because she knows it's going to fucking backfire. So like trying to just not do too much and trying to just kind of like know when to move the right way and when to make a move, because if she would do that, it would just make all the hell break loose. So therefore, she's trying to avoid all those catastrophic moments and just focus on the positives, which is, her trying to tour. Well, sorry, her touring, her just doing her own thing and whatnot. Even though she's not the happiest person right now on the inside, she's very tired, very stressed out, She's feeling, like everything she's doing isn't fully pushing her up there. She's kind of like losing that spark and interest in a lot of things that she's been doing inwardly. That is kind of like being reflected on her face, but not in that way. Like she's, struggling with a lot of things of her own and also some financial stuff, but not as much since she's gonna have a good revenue for herself, for her, like for herself and to her own standards, which is going to be good for her. So let's see. Yeah, she definitely she definitely regrets saying a lot of shit to that girl, to her ex friend who just did all that. She's like, oh yeah, so this is somebody else, who wasn't going to just blast me like that and put me on blast that way. She wished she thought that too. Like, did she mean what she said? Absolutely. Like, even in my old Ice Spice and Nicki video, I said that she thinks a lot of stuff about Nicki, but she keeps it, at bay. I said a lot of things that actually happened and took place, but oh well, we're doing it, right? Um, but yeah, she regretted saying all that. Like, yes, I valued this woman so much and everything, but to the point that she just thinks that she's gonna have control over me that way. No, she does regret saying that. She does regret some aspects of what was happening and then, but now it just created that conflict and everything else that is taking place, and that is something that she just cannot undo. That's something that can't be undone since it's already happened. And now what could be done is try to diverse, well, oh fuck, wait, sorry, try to create kind of like something else that is going to diffuse the tension. Diverse, where the fuck did that come from? Trying to just part ways that way and just like leave it like that instead of it just like escalating and a lot of shit just taking place because now there is that type of like competitiveness and just that air of like just now wanting to prove a point, like Nicki wanting to prove a point and Nicki wanting them to see who is the actual winner of this shit, like the winner of the race for the long run. Yep, exactly. Like she's either gonna diss the fuck out of her, ooh, she's either gonna like shade her, sub her. It depends, cause Nicki, like she has different moments where she's deciding whether to be direct with it or whether to sub a person to not give her that much of attention. But there's going to be some sorts of breakthrough that is going to take place here where a lot is going to be said. Like, to set the record straight, this and this and this is going to be said, this and this is going to be done. Like, trying to just break free. Like, a lot of truths are just threatening to be spilled. A lot of shit is threatening to be also shared. A lot of tea to be spilled also because it's been kept inside for way too long is what I'm hearing, which is kind of random. Like it's not gonna make sense now, but it's gonna make sense from here until December because there is something that's gonna take place within those last 3 months of the year that's going to just prove a lot of points and just show how greedy and manipulative something is or somebody is being. That's very interesting to say the least. Because for Nicki now it's like, okay, I gotta do something, I gotta say something, but like, do I really need to? And then for Ice is like, I don't regret standing up for myself, but I do regret how did this come out, or like how the nights just have changed so fast and so soon. Almost gave her whiplash. But oh well, sometimes life is with you, some days it is also against you. That's just how life goes. Oh, that's such a good song of Nicki and Uzi. Which reminds me, I'm also going to do a Nicki and JT reading because she didn't only unfollow Ice, she also unfollowed JT. Nicki's energy is like, I'm a big issue. She does not fuck with Ice Spice. I mean, shit. Then like trying to like saying that she's like her mother. Oh bitch, she ain't like that. Nicki Minaj towards Ice Spice. So content covered what is going to be done. So we're just gonna see how does Nicki feel about Ice Spice and just call it a day. Oh yeah, she doesn't fuck with her. Like I kid you the fuck not. She does not fuck with that girl. She doesn't like her anymore. She never liked her. that much to begin with in the first place. I don't know why did people actually think that she actually was fucking with her that much. She didn't. She never did. Like, why the fuck do people think that she's just because like she's doing all that, she's just really like in the person? Like, we gotta see beyond all those veils. We gotta see through the smoke. We gotta see through all those facades. But oh, what the fuck do we know? She doesn't fuck with her now. She's just go, yeah. For Nick, it's like now she's back right where she belongs, being someone I'm going to just have fun, toying with, and just I don't want to say destroy, but she's definitely seeing her as competition, as someone she doesn't like. Their egos clashed. She's seeing her as beneath her. Definitely a lot of pettiness here. Just feeling like this is someone who I called the princess. This is someone who, well, she did that out of spite and it's backfired so bad on her ass. I still cannot believe that she actually fucking called her princess and, she took this and ran with this. Sorry, I just had to say that out loud because doing this out of spite for Lato and then it's fucking backfired. Like, how stupid did that feel, huh? Huh? Sorry. It's just crazy to me up to this day. Like, my god. But yes, she's angry with her. She can't stand her. She doesn't like her. She doesn't fuck with the girl. She's trying not to say much about it, to not give her, that clouds even more, and to not just help her out. Like, say the queen name, you can get some ill press. It's basically she's angry towards all this now. Like, she's trying to just get a hold of the situation even more and control it all. But she doesn't like her. For her it's like, that's gone with, like, I'm not gonna do much about it. But the more like she just sits there and like sees her under her comments or just like thinks about it, the more she just can't stand her anymore, and the more she just sees how she couldn't like see right through that, even though she knew, but she just couldn't like believe all that, and she just cannot stand her once again because she saw like, I've been nothing but fair and blah blah blah, and to you and towards you and everything, and that's how I got treated, like unfairly, and you talking like that behind my back. Now is the time for you to just get right back where you belong, and basically kind of like snatching that torch that she was going to pass her, or that she literally passed her, like, with that title of the princess and whatnot. It's like you use my name, you're using me, using my fans and everything, but I mean, who the fuck gave her that? Alright, from the beginning, it was you. Like, you got nobody to blame but yourself and, your hidden motives that you wanted to have. She's also not trying to say much about it, but one day she's just gonna. Let's see. Yeah, she's just gonna do this out of impulse, and it's just gonna get too much and overbearing, and she's gonna snap and say something. Let's see what's gonna be happening next with Nicki and Ice Spice. What's gonna be next with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice? What is going to be next with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice stuff? Oh, yeah, well, a lot more just like disharmonies, just like there is no actual growth that's gonna happen, which means that there is just gonna be like stagnance between them. This kind of served as a wake-up call, or like a reality check for both parts for several different reasons. Nikki's feeling like, she's just gonna keep being used by all those girls and everything, which is just going to make her not trust everybody even more, just be paranoid with it all, and just feel like, whatever I do, they're just going to kind of like, even if I give them my hand to feed off of, they're just going to bite it. Eventually, they're just all going to kind of like use me and whatnot. So she's just going, like, even though she's saying all this, she's still kind of like going to be a little standoffish even more. I was gonna say like feeling like, she gotta depend on someone else, or people saying that Nikki is going to have to depend on those people to just like get hits and whatnot, the internet talks. But Nikki is definitely going to be kind of like suppressing her emotions and really not saying much when it comes to just like suppressing all those female artists. Like, she's going to stand in that role that they try to box her in even more, even though there is a lot of truth to what is being said. Because, like, the longer you be laughing at someone for a certain truth and everything, karma kind of like, well, I wouldn't say karma, but like, shit just comes to bite you back in the ass, like literally. But yeah, we're gonna see Nikki kind of like suffering from a little bit more of block creativity and like writer's block and all that shit. We're gonna see her tap into her just being more selfish and just really kind of like standoffish even more with all that shit. But as I was saying, like this has served as a reality check and like a what is the word, disillusion, like kind of all those veils being kind of like lifted off and finally seeing the truth for what it is. Like, I couldn't believe that this is someone who I grew up loving and liking. Like, I can't believe that this was how she wants me to be, and like this is how she perceives me. How did she get to be like kind of insecure about other people shining and just wanting to share the stage? I think it's like, I can't believe that she just has all those balls and all that audacity to just say all this, but she was just smiling in my face. Like both of them are just realizing a lot of stuff and approaching it differently because, you know, those ladies are just different. Um, Both of them are going to thrive in their own ways, gonna be making more money, but they will not be letting go of this. Let's see. What is actually next between them? Rapping wise, like will they actually get at it? Definitely making more money, definitely making money moves, thriving off in their own lanes and within their own range, making choices, making definite solid choices that are going to solidify their their career, solidify their paths for them also, their careers and paths for them also, sorry. um yeah, more truths are going to be coming out. Let's see, what are the truths about? More truths are going to be coming out about some stuff that was also said back then. They're going to be like new beginnings. Of course, the industry will always be getting like kicks out of shit like this, but let's see what will happen. Yeah, Cece. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, since y'all are just not the friendly no more, might as well just push her to beef with her. That's gonna make you more money. That's gonna yep, yep. Out of impulse, she's gonna respond. Nick is gonna respond either way. He's gonna be ruthless with it too. You know, doing all this nonsense. How fucking dare you? Yeah, well, it looks like another cycle of her dissing her again. It's gonna be like the Megan stuff, but I don't think it's gonna be as vicious. But there is a lot of ruthlessness and impulsiveness here too. Uh, it's gonna take them though, like it's gonna take them a heavier bag for them to convince Ice Spice to actually do so, because like I'm gonna have to put a lot of skate, like what's gonna happen, what is this in for me, or yeah, yeah, like what's in it for me, a lot of conflicts again, just winning at all costs, just wanting to just do all this. People gonna be labeling her as a bully again, which is crazy because like Ice Spice can actually do so too. Like she has a slick mouth too, and she's very sly with it. So this is going to be so interesting because I will actually tune in even more with this. Mm, is it gonna be like a little morally, challenging a little bit? And that's something I really want to see. Painful endings and then beginnings again, and just like be in your own zone and anger, injustice, feeling like how fucking dare you. Now I gotta say something. Yep, ruthlessness, energy being scattered. So yeah, beefing. Exactly. Fucking beefing and arguing, the backs and forths, a lot of subs and this is in the songs. Well, it's like, we're not far from the shore anymore, or in any way, the shape or form, because they're going to go at it too. They're gonna get her to eventually like actually address this in a song, do more. She's gonna do it better than Lato too. She's gonna know what she wanna do, and she's gonna do it because she's gonna be kind of like slick with it, and that's just something that is it's kind of like something for me to kind of just see, because I really would like to see that. I'm sorry, like this has been so long overdue for me. Like I deserve this. I'm sorry, it's just so crazy. Because how can you just let this happen? Like, how can she just let this take place? But I guess you just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, and I get that out of spite, but then it just came to bite her in the fucking ass. Tension, arguments, just being like, this is far from the shore, this is far from what was supposed to be taking place and to be happening, and now it is going to happen either ways because, now it's going to be driven by the right sources and sponsored by them as well. But is it going to actually like benefit Ice Spice's career? That is actually what I want to see too. Since we're at it, might as well just ask all the great questions. Let's see. Will that make her successful? Like, will that? Well, she's gonna fall off either ways, but she might actually just get better. I don't know, but let's see. Will Ice Spice beefing with Nicki Minaj benefit her financially and benefits her career? How will that make her career be? Make it out to be like, oh, see, that's what I said. Even though she's gonna be kind of like well, that's what I said back then. But at the same time, it's like it's gonna depend because it's either she's going to keep making the right choices and keep like thriving in her own way, and like gets everything that she's kind of wishing for and just feeling satisfied, or she's just going to fall off because she ain't got that thick skin. But yeah, it's going to feel like okay, cool at first, but it's not going to be as good because she's gonna take the hit. She's gonna take the hits because like is I suppose going to actually like beef with Nicki. Being manipulated and talk to just like doing the hit is crazy work if she actually like decides to do that. Let's see, is Ice Spice going to beef with Nicki? Getting sucked into that, doing something that is like beyond your control and guess what you believe in, saying something that's going to definitely cause a tower moment. Because other people to kind of like publicly support her and show her support and accolades and everything. So yeah, the usual. She is going to. No matter how long you just wait, at one point you just gotta snap. You just gotta do what you gotta do to fill the pockets up. So emotionally, she's not going to be very satisfied with all this because it was something that she's doing against someone that she once admired, grew up on, and everything. But I just gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta take that bag with me. Now, then people are gonna be like, "Oh, her bags are definitely big. Regret, breakthrough, truth revealed. Oh, so that is what's gonna happen, huh?" Yeah, like taking quick actions towards all that, jumping on that, just so it wouldn't feel as bad when it's done. But she's definitely gonna do that. And it is going to kind of like, feel good at first, but then eventually just gonna be like, was it really necessary? Like, was it really necessary? I really have to do all that? And then it's just gonna make her feel awful. But it is what it is. Make her feel awful, make her feel regretful, but I did all that. I jumped to the other side, so I just gotta stick there. She would really consider all that and think about it all, and then she would be like, okay, just give me that. And then she's gonna do what she's gonna do. She's gonna gain all that and all that shit. Cause a lot of shock and chaos. And then we know the drill, and we know the usual, and we know everything that happens. But will Ice Spice be an actual strong opponent against Nicki? That is what we just gotta wait and see so we can find that out. But until then, let's just hope that everything just keeps, I don't know, getting better, taking place. That would be so hypocritical out of me if I just say, keep getting better because I really do want to see this beef unfold and happen. I'm sorry, like, I can't help it. But yes, this is a very thorough Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice Sarah rated. And thank you so much for tuning in, and let's meet up in another one. Bye.